Hey guys, Cover66 Bojo here. The Banlist was released, and I was going to give a review on it, at least what I think about it. I like the list. It's not too bad, I don't think. The banned cards, the cards that we can no longer play, one of them is Goyo Guardian. A lot of people kind of took this as a surprise, because really, Goyo Guardian's been around for, well, pretty much since the Duelist Genesis, and being at 1, he was fine. I mean, heck, you could kill him and then you didn't have to worry about him unless he got reborned. Really the only bad play I can think about with him is if, like, your opponent had a Stardust and you have a Goyo, you hit the Stardust, now you can negate its destruction effect, so they can't, like, Dark Hole you or anything. He really didn't change the game too much, I don't think. I don't think he should have been banned, but whatever. It saves us a slot in the extra deck. He was a pricey card too, around anywhere from $20 to $30. So some of the people who don't have access to as much money no longer have to buy him. So I guess that's good for them. Next on the list was Cold Wave. Cold Wave needed to be banned. The fact that you activate it and no spells and traps could be activated or set until your next turn? I mean, what? That's so stupid. Why would... It led to way too many OTKs, and it just did not deserve to even be in this. I did not like Cold Wave, and I'm very glad it's gone. It was a cheap card, and it should have been banned, so that wasn't really a surprise for me. The next one is Mass Driver. Mass Driver, that needed to be banned. It did. That also led to too many OTKs, or even FTKs in the case of like Frogs and various other decks. So having Mass Driver gone and out of the picture is good. I like that. It doesn't really affect. It didn't affect too many of the decks that were out there right now, but it definitely affected some of those decks that used to be out there. And that way, if they unban cards that are banned now, as long as they keep Mass Driver banned, those OTKs can't come back. So that's good. Limited to 1, we now have Honest. I don't really understand why, because Light Sworns weren't a big deal. I guess maybe Light Hero Beat or Gemini Hero Beat, whatever you want to call it, in OCG was somewhat big. It wasn't huge, it really wasn't that great, but it wasn't bad. They had 2 Honest, and that was really the only competitive deck I can think of that ran Honest. Are the Fableds light, maybe? Maybe that's why? Are they dark? I don't know. Well, whatever. It got hit, and I really don't care because I don't use Honest. So, next, we've got Dandylion. Dandylion got down to 1. I don't think that's really going to stop Plant Synchro decks too much. Or those Debris Hime, whatever you want to call it. Dandylion was a good card, but didn't really... It didn't do that much. It wasn't that huge of a card. Having it at 1 doesn't gimp the deck, and it doesn't, like, make the deck better by any means. But, I don't know. I think putting it down to 1, maybe it helps the format a little bit, but I don't know. I have mixed feelings on it. So, Dandylion. Next to 1 we had Kalut. Kalut got hit down to 1. And that's hilarious. I'm so glad that I decided to get rid of my Blackwings. Blackwings are still going to be good. Don't get me wrong. Kalut to 1 isn't going to stop them that much. It's just going to make some of their plays a little bit less ridiculous. I hated when you finally gained advantage and you got a big monster that's about to go over their Shura, about to go over their Soraka, whatever it was, and you attack, and oh, they drop Kalut. And you're just like, why? It was such a dumb card. I guess Honest going down to 1 and Kalut going down to 1 kind of makes sense. Now there's not really a card that you can drop to gain attack that isn't at 1, so not too shabby. I like it. Blackwings will still be competitive. They'll still be good. Kalut at 1, it doesn't hurt them too bad, but kind of switches their deck up a little bit. Oh, let's see. Book of Moon. Book of Moon at 1. This is probably the most controversial card on the list. A lot of people are really upset about Book at 1. A few people are happy about it. Some people, they understand why. Book of Moon at 1. Why did Konami do it? Book of Moon is one of those cards that if you look at every spell card, every defensive spell card in the game, there is no card that was more splashable. That's my cat. There was no card that was more splashable, or Book of Moon was in every deck. Basically, every single deck ran Book of Moon. It was too good of a card. It wasn't too good of a card. It was a balanced card. I mean, it was really just activated. It wasn't broken by any means. It was just one of those cards that everybody used. Every deck, everybody used it. And I guess maybe Konami's thoughts were just that, while it did lead to some ridiculous plays, it was an answer to just about any monster out there. You could book it and then get over it somehow, or Book of Moon was just one of those. It stopped synchros. It messed up so many plays in decks. It's one of those things where I don't know if putting it down to 1 was really the right answer. Maybe putting it at 2 would have been better, since most decks only ran 2 to 3 anyway. So putting it at 2 wouldn't kill it, but putting it at 1. That's kind of stupid. People are going to start running more trap stuns, a lot more trap stuns now, because with Book of Moon, that was really the only defensive spell card you had to worry about. If trap stun goes down to if people are using trap stuns, X-Sabers, Sams, those big massive swarming decks are gonna dominate this format. I mean, Book of Moon at 1 means you use it one time and you don't have it back. You don't get it back. The trap cards are going to be your only line of defense. And if people are running 3 trap stuns, then you're screwed. There's nothing you're going to be able to do to stop it. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what decks do to prevent losing because of Book of Moon. And then the last at 1 is Gateway of the 6. Gateway needed to be hit. Did it need to be hit to 1? A lot of people say yes. I've played against 6 Sams, and while they do swarm and they do have plays, I don't think they're that hard to beat, honestly. I mean, if you side deck, you can pretty much hit them out with anything. You just have to play smart and know what the cards do and what their next move will be, and you can pretty much play around them. But Gateway to 1 definitely helps against them. But I mean, what is it? May? Is May when we're getting freaking Extreme Victory? I think it is. They're getting that Shien's Dojo, and so Gateway to 1 really doesn't screw them up too bad, especially if they can wait till then. Gateway and United still makes the combo, the OTK, work. So I mean, technically, they can still pull it off. It's just a little bit less common now. Semi-limited, so we can have 2 of these. Card Trooper, that's just stupid. Why would they do that? I don't know. Rage quit. I'm going to go hurt somebody because Card Trooper does not need to be back at 2. That sucks. I'm not excited. Archlord Kristya, sure. I don't care. Whatever. Spirit Reaper at 2? Why? Why, Konami? Why would you put Spirit Reaper at 2? This is probably the stupidest thing on this list. Why is Spirit Reaper at 2? There's no reason. It was fine at 1. It was too hard to get over at 1. You had to waste resources just to get around it. And if they managed to attack you directly because they blew up your field, you lost hand presence, which made you more unable to get rid of the Spirit Reaper. At 2, I don't know. I don't like it. I fear some very nasty trolling decks bringing in the Spirit Reapers for lulz, and it won't be fun. Yeah, darn it. We've got Debris Dragon at 2. Didn't most of those Plant Synchro decks and Debris Hime decks just run 2 Debris Dragon anyway? I didn't think they ran 3. Well, whatever. so that doesn't really change anything. Royal Tribute at 2, I can see that. It was a good card. Comboed really well, so makes sense. Overload Fusion at 2. Gosh, Konami, what are you doing? Overload Fusion at 2. People are gonna get sacked. You're gonna activate Overload Fusion, and you're going to have this gigantic monster on your field, and you're going to auto lose because it'll swing at you for massive damage, and it's going to suck a lot. So that shouldn't be at 2. Megamorph at 2. Really? That? Megamorph? And it gets worse when you get down to what's at 3. Megamorph becomes bad. Solemn Warning at 2. I'm okay with this. It was the most broken trap card we had. Definitely needed to be hit, I thought. Putting it at 2 stops those people who are running 3 of them because it was ridiculous not even being able to get the card on the field just because they would negate it. They could negate any summon. It was ridiculous. I hated Solemn Warning. Mostly because I didn't have any Solemn Warnings. If I had Solemn Warnings, then I probably would be upset. Unless I only had 2 or less. Just don't have to spend as much money. Icarus Attack at 2. Well, this format, most Blackwing decks were planning on only running 2 Icarus Attack, so that doesn't stop too many people. Now it just forces everybody to run 2 Icarus Attack. So, who cares? At 3, we now have Chaos Sorcerer at 3. Why? Demise, King of Armageddon. He's a ritual monster, level 8. He's basically a Judgment Dragon. You pay 2,000 life points, destroy all the cards on the field except that card. This is where Megamorph gets bad, okay? Pay 2,000 life points, blow everything up, okay? Except him. Your opponent now has no field. You're now at 6,000 to their 8,000. You do it again, 4,000, you do it again, you're at 2,000. You equip Megamorph. He goes up to have over 8,000 attack now. You attack, and you win. What? Why? Why would they bring Demise OTK back? That's terrible. Though I'm probably going to build that deck because that sounds really funny. Snipe Hunter at 3. Dewloren, Tiger, Prince of the Ice Barrier. Can't really do the Dewloren OTK since Master Driver got banned. Gold Sarcophagus is at 3. I'm sorry. We have Pot of Duality at 3. And Gold Sarcophagus at 3? Why? Stupid Konami. Skill Drains at 3. So expect to see Skill Drain decks because that's just going to be happening. People are going to do it. And then Ultimate Offering at 3. That's really random. I don't think anyone's going to take advantage of that card being at 3. As you can see, Monster Reborn did not get hit. Dark Hole did not get hit. Those cards are still being played. A lot of people thought that those were going to get banned again and we'd get Heavy back. No. Heavy's gone still. Dark Hole is still in and Monster Reborn's still in. This means that our only back row removal right now, if you're playing a generic deck that doesn't have like just random card destruction, would be MSTs, Dust Tornadoes, and Trunade, since Cold Wave is now gone. Making it just a little bit harder, and you're probably gonna be seeing a dice roll format for a few decks out there now because they'll set 5 back row and summon a monster, and the only thing you can do is Cold Wave, or I'm sorry, no, you can't Cold Wave. you can Trunade. That's it, and then they can just put it right back down the next turn. So I don't know. It's gonna be pretty intense this next format. I'm feeling X Saber is gonna be at the top, and 6 Samurai is gonna be at the top. Blackwings will still probably find a way to be amazing. Decks that swarm a lot, I think, will have a lot of potential this format. Just because with some of those cards being hit, Infernities. A lot of people are thinking Infernities are gonna start taking off a lot because last format was really bad for them. But this format, it's really not that bad for them. A lot of people are saying Infernities are going to be up there. So I actually know a few people who are looking for Infernity cards right now just because of that. Yeah, guys, leave comments on the ban list below. Yeah, thanks.